Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dandara. I'm Darwin, and look what I got. As I am living in a rental accommodation now, I had to get permission to have chickens, which I have. I have now got permission to have 4 chickens. So I picked up 4 of the sickest chickens that I had over at the farm to bring over here so that I could actually look after them. These ones, I think they all have chicken mites in or chicken scale. Their claws are all yucky. I'll show you in a little bit anyway, because I've made up a concoction over here with Vaseline and a heap of essential oils like oregano, lavender. I think I've got some tea tree in there. I put a whole range of different things in there. I got a little bin to put my chicken food in. Got my scoop for my chicken food. I picked up some chicken food from the farm, so I'll get a bag of my own once I actually get a chance to. It just took a little bit longer to pick them up this afternoon than I was anticipating. I had a little bit of shell grit left at the farm, so I've put that into a little dish like that in their pen. And I have got this as a nesting box for them, although I'm not going to use it for a little while because they're not actually laying. They haven't been laying for about 3 weeks. They're not well birds. They're not well birds at all. So I just cleaned out that chicken water. I'll show you it more in daylight hours. Look, there you go. So I've got video showing that. This tarpaulin's in totally the wrong spot. But this is one of the pens that I made years and years and years ago, using a couple of welded mesh panels. Actually, it's 3 welded mesh panels, some bolt cutters and some fencing clips. Some of these fencing clips. And I've picked up some trampoline springs to hold up the chicken food. So I've got to put some food in that, and I've got to put some water in that. And then the girls will have, and I picked up a heap of parsley and thyme and some oregano down there. It's probably not a good place for it to be actually, because it's going to be right under their perch. Honestly, I'm very tempted to untie that tarpaulin and move it over, because it really is supposed to be covering the chicken's food, which I probably will do actually. It's not that hard. Hold on, just about spent already. And of course it's got cable tied on there. Really unhelpful. Anyway, so I'm going to pick up some minerals for them from Paradise Nutrients. And hopefully with moving the girls around onto fresh grass each day, which is what I do with my pens, which is great for the grass as well as being good for the chickens, because it gets them off their own poop, and hopefully it might help fix up this grass a bit. I'm got a heap of weeds in it. It's horrible. So yeah, I'm so excited. I've got chickens again. I'm so excited, guys. I really can't express how excited I am. The only thing that would make me more excited is if I could have goats here, which I can't, because it's just too small. You've got to have more than 4,000 square meters to be able to have a goat. And goats need friends, but it's getting quite late. And this is a perfect time to do the Vaseline on the chicken's feet to help treat those mites, or the scale. I'll show it to you anyway. I'm probably calling it the wrong thing, but I've treated it this way before and it works beautifully. Yeah, these poor girls have been sitting in the one stationary pen for months. They haven't laid for about 3 weeks, so it's going to be a while to get them laying again. But it's not tragic. I can live with that. And I'm not 100% certain that one of them, maybe 2 of them, might not survive either. But all we can do is all we can do, and hope that all we can do is enough. If it's not, I've got more chickens at the farm that desperately need to be looked after properly. And I can't go over there every day to look after them. I just don't have the capacity. So yeah, anyway, I better get started. So, and I'm not going to be using that water at the end just yet, because when I picked it up it was full of black slime. So I want to let it sit in the sun for a couple of days before I use it for water. But yeah, so that's going to be my ideal water over at the end there. The chickens will be able to sort that out. But I got to sort this out and get these girls in here. And I am going to move that tarpaulin. So I'm going to go get a pair of scissors so I can cut those cable ties. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the tarpaulin moved down. So the reason why I did that was because I want that food to be covered. I don't want it getting wet by the dew. Ideally, I should probably have it in a little bit further, but I also don't want them pooping on it. So I'm going to move the coop a bit so that pile of parsley just there, and some wormwood and some thyme and some rosemary and some oregano. Yeah, I don't want them pooping on that. And I've got to fill up that water yet. Okay, still heaps to do. Okay, so this lady's scale legs aren't too bad, but you can see how some of those scales on her feet are starting to lift compared to the other one. So I've probably caught her at just the right time. So this is going to get really messy, so I'm not going to be able to show you the rest, I don't think, unless I figure out a way to hold the camera. Maybe, hang on. It's not ideal, but you'll be able to see a little bit of what I'm doing. So I'm just going to put the Vaseline and essential oil all over all of her claws. Very liberally. I'm not going to be skimping on this. Give her a bit of a pedicure. Actually, it probably would be a good idea to give her a pedicure, but I'm not going to. So just get that Vaseline all over her claws, and she's not very happy chicken at the moment. Okay, so that's one chicken down. Okay, this little lady's claws aren't too bad either, actually. I wish I'd had my little concoction organised at the farm, but I didn't realise I had the problem. The rooster definitely has very bad scales, but I couldn't bring him because I can't have him in a residential area. So that's chicken number 2 down. Okay, this one was Jonathan's favourite, and hers is quite bad. Although some at the farm are a little bit worse, but I could only bring 4 back with me. So I'm really hoping that just having them on fresh ground's going to help. The ones at the farm I actually moved into a different pen. She's not overly excited about the pedicure, unfortunately. So yes, she definitely, ideally, I probably should wash her feet, but not in this weather and not in my current condition. I'm just not physically up to it. Honestly, I'm not holding out much hope for this girl. She was way too easy for Jonathan to catch. She doesn't have the really bad scale that the other chickens do, but she's not well. She's got a wheeze, and she's so light. All of these girls are really, really light. I'm quite concerned about all of them, actually. Okay, I'll go put her in the coop. Okay, so time to take Jack out for a walk. He hasn't seen chickens for a long time. But he's also been stuck in his crate for a while, so he's probably going to pee. Now it's getting dark. Let's see. What are the girls up to? Some of them are perched. Hear that one? That's that black one wheezing. One's up on the perch. The other 3 are just there. Well, he's not barking, that's a good thing. Yes, I'm quite concerned about that black one. I don't think she's going to last the week, actually. I'll be surprised if she does. He's not barking at them. This is a good thing. He's not quite sure what to make of them. He was very little last time he saw chickens. Are they chickens? Are they chickens, Jack? Are they chickens? One chook's made it up on the roost, so they should be okay. So I'm happy that they've got fresh water, they've got feed, they've got shell grit, they've got fresh grass. So I'm quite confident that I'm giving them the best possible. I mean, ideally it'd be nice if I had a bit more cover over them, so I might actually pick up another tarpaulin just to put over them at night. Although chickens are quite hardy birds, they can handle temperatures getting down quite low. Sorry, Jack's getting tangled up in his lead. I'm definitely not going to bring him out here unless he's on the lead for quite a while, just to give him a chance to learn. Chickens are not to be barked at. He's very much unsure of everything at the moment. I just discovered I've got some Vaseline on me. Yuck. So one problem with Vaseline in the chicken's feet, you get messy yourself. This ought to be interesting to see how this goes. We did socialise him with the chickens a fair bit when he was a puppy, but he hasn't been on the farm for a good 6 months, so he's not really used to chickens. But I'm confident that they're settled in for the night. They're nice and safe. They're in a fully fenced yard, so it's not like any big dogs are going to get in. Although the wind does keep opening one of the gates, which is a bit frustrating. Might actually, I'm going to get some, make up some miracle water for them. Some organically grown honey. There you go, she's just topped up on that other perch. Which is not ideally where I want her, but she's a fairly big girl. She's one of the chickens that I hatched, actually, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, so I'm wanting to put some apple cider vinegar, some garlic, and some honey into some water for them. Ideally, I should have put that into their water tonight, but I haven't. So I'm going to do that. Oh, sorry, Jack. I'll get them some miracle water tomorrow. I won't be putting it into their normal water, though. I might stick it into the other little container I've got for the minerals. I don't know, I'll have a think about that one. I might just put it in with their water. So anyway, that's the chicken update on the homestead. I know I'm on an urban homestead now, but hopefully this will actually help me to get back into looking after my garden, which is dying, dead. It's so neglected. I just don't get out here enough, so I'm hoping that the chickens being here, so I have to come out and check their eggs and feed them every day. Hopefully that'll help me to keep on top of my garden as well. That's my plan. That's my hope. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this update of what's happening here. Certainly a very different lifestyle being back in an urban property. More to the point, a rental. So I can't do the gardening that I wanted to do. I'm hoping to be able to bring an aquaponics system over, but I've got to work that out yet and find scavenge bits and pieces from the farm. But yeah, anyway, that's the update for today. I hope you found it interesting and you've enjoyed the chickens. And make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel to see how these girls go and see whether they do actually recover. They're not in real good state at the moment, which is quite concerning, but I have great hope that they will be doing well again. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to check out how the chickens are going. Bless you. Have a great day.